The last program we had discussed that how many even digits and how many odd digits in a program, right? Now I'm going to write one more. Sample input. Sample inputs are three types. For example, what is that? For example, the input, the number is like this. The number is 2468. Is it even number or not? Yes, it is a even number. Okay. Then look at this. This is odd number. This is even number and this is an odd number. Okay, then what is this number? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. We are thinking that it is also this is also an even number, right? But I am not telling this one. This is as a mixed number. Why it is a mixed number? Here, in my point of view, if all the digits in a number are even, then only it is called as an even number. Or it is not an even number, it is going to be an even number. Okay? If all the digits in the odd number are odd, then we are going to be called it as an odd number. Okay? Here, look at here in 1, 2, 3, 4, it is a mixture of even and odd digits. That's why I am called it as a mixed number. Okay, this is my question. How I am going to write the logic, just observe everyone. Okay? All the digits in a number, if all the digits in a number are even, then it is called as an even number. If all the digits in the odd number are odd, then it is called as odd number. If it is combination of even and odd, it is called as a mixed number. Okay, this is the question. Is it? I think question is clear. Now I am going to write the logic here. How many numbers I am going to read? Only one number I am going to read. Everything is same. Okay, I am going to delete that comments first of all. How I am going to write here? I am going to first of all write some algorithm and thinking about some algorithm and I will implement that algorithm. What is my algorithm? First of all, 2468 is one number. For example, how many digits are there? How many digits are there? The digits are 4 here. Okay. And now I am going to calculate what is the even count. What is the even count here? That is also 4. Then what is the odd count? Odd count is equal to 0. Just look at here. If the digit count is equal to even count, then it is even number. If the digit count is equal to odd count, for example, I am going to execute here. If the number is 2468, look at there, 4 0 and 0. Just wait. Wait that one. That is the problem. I'm going to execute it. Look at here 2468. Just observe here. This is the even count is 4, odd count is 0, and the digit count is 4 here. Okay. For example, I am going to execute it again. if it is like this, even digit count is 0, odd count is 4, and digit count is 4. That means we are going to write only one more condition here. After here, I am going to write if digit count is equal to even count. If digit count is equal to even count, I am going to print it as even. Else, not else, here I am directly writing if DC, if DC is equal to odd count, I am going to print it as a odd. Else, what is the else case? If both are not equal, if DC is, for example, is 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at here. Digit count is 4, even count is 2, and odd count is 2. Both are not equal. Then it is called
mixed number.
Printf going to be a mixed one. For example, now I am going to execute it. Going to execute it. Just look at here. It is going to be even here. Okay, even it is going to be printed as an even. For example, again I am going to execute it. Now, for example, only odd numbers are there, then it is going to be an odd here. For example, if I am going to execute it, for the mixed one, it is going to be printed as a mixed one here. Okay, just note down. Just only one addition. What is that? I am going to check this, all these one. For example, I am going to delete this one. Yes, that's it. This is the addition of the previous program. That's it, nothing else. If DC is equal to digit count is equal to even, then it is an even number. Then digit count is equal to odd count, then it is an odd number, else it is a mixed one. Just note down. For the previous program, I am going to add this thing. That's it, nothing else. Just note it down, everyone. Very simple, that is. Okay, if you note it down, I will tell you another way to solve this one. Okay, I think, is it clear, everyone? I think it is very simple and it is easy. Now I am going to write one more method here. What is that method? For example, the number is like this. Look at here. For example, look at here. Instead of all the digits, first of all, is it an even number or not? 2, 4, 6, 8. Is it even number or not?
Even number.
Yes, it is a even number. No doubt about that. Then I am going to think that the whole digits, all digits are going to be even number. Now I am going to start this number as an even number. I am assuming that this number contains all digits are even number, and I am going to trace from each digit here. The same thing here also. This number is an odd number or not? Yes, this is an odd number. I am assuming that all the digits in the number are odd number. I am going to start working on this. It's very easy. But now I am going to start like this. I am assuming that is this number is even or not? Yes, it is in even. Why? Because the last digit is 4. That's why it is an even number, right? And I am thinking that this number contains all the digits are even. All the digits are even. Just listen carefully. This algorithm is somewhat typical. Yes, the last bit is even. That's why I am thinking that the whole number contains even digits. Now I am going to trace. Is it even? Yes. I am going to trace each and every digit. Is it even? Yes. And the next time, is it even? No, it is not an even. Then I am coming out of the loop and I am printing that this is a mixed one. I am assuming this is an even number, but it contains odd digits. That means it is a mixed one. Now this is an odd number. Why? Because this is the whole number is odd number, right? The whole number is odd number. But I'm assuming that every digit is an odd number. Now I'm thinking that is 1 is odd? Yes, odd. Then I'm going to check the next number. Is 3 is odd? Yes, no problem again. And again, now I'm coming to 2. Is it odd? No, it is not an odd. Now I'm coming out of the loop. Then I'm not checking the remaining numbers here. I'm going to stop at this position and I'm coming out and I'm telling that this is a mixed one. That is not an odd one. For example, look at this number. Look at this number. I am thinking that this is a even number, right? Now I am going to check, is this even number? Yes. 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 Then coming out of the loop, yes, it is an even and I am printing it as a even here. Okay. I am thinking that whole number. First of all, I am taking that whole number. I will explain you. First of all, I am going to delete all this logic here. I am going to write from the starting. I am going to read only one number. I am going to read only one number. There is no need to even count and digit count and all these things. What I am thinking that just listen carefully. First of all, I have to assume. Is it even or odd? The number is even or odd. For this, I am going to write here is n mod 2 is equal to 0. That means this is a even number. Now I am going to take one flag here, flag variable. That's it, nothing else. I am going to set this value as 1. Else flag is equal to 0. Listen carefully, first of all, everyone. I am going to declare one variable, that is f. What is the use of f? I am going to f is for f is equal to 1 means number is even. Okay. F is equal to 0 means odd. Okay, we are assuming that f is the reference here. F is the reference. F is the reference. I am going to modify the f value. F value is either 1 or 0. If f is 1, that I am taking the number that is an even number. For example, I am taking this number 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what is f value? F becomes 1. That means we are assuming that the f is a even number. That n is an even number. If f is 0, that means what we taken the number that is an odd number. Is it clear, everyone, what I am writing here? If n mod 2 is equal to 0, I am checking that is the number is even or not. Yes, if the number is even, I am going to take f is equal to 1. Nothing, this variable is just a flag variable, that's it, nothing else. I am taking one extra variable, that's it. It is an adjustment variable. Okay, flag variable, some right direction or left direction, for example, I am taking some flag variable, that's it, nothing else. If the number is even, I am going to take f is equal to 1. If it is odd, I am going to take it as a 0 here. Now I am moving into the loop here. While now I am going to check. Is every digit. I am going to check each and every digit in that loop, in that number. I want some R mod 10 and n is equal to n by 10. Yes, R is the each and every digit. What I have to write? After this loop also, f remains 1. The number contains all the digits are even. Okay? If f is 0, if all the digits after this loop it is going to be 0, it is called as a odd number. Other than this one, for example, I am going to modify, for example, f is equal to 2 represents mixed one. Okay? F is equal to 2 represents mixed one. Okay, now I am going to change here. If, just look at what I am writing here, the logic is somewhat typical. What is this? If f is equal to 1, that means we are assuming this number is even. What I am writing, just observe. If the number is even and the digit is odd. Okay, if the number is even, I am assuming that this number is even, but the digit is odd. That means it is going to be f is equal to 2 and a break here. Is it clear? What I am assuming that whole number is even. But the digit is odd. I am going to break this one. Okay, and one more thing, that is if f is equal to 0 and R mod 2 is equal to 0. At this time also I am going to take f is equal to 2 and break. What I am writing here, that means I am assuming the number is odd. But it contains even digit. In that case also it is a mixed one. Okay, that in that case also it is a mixed one. That's what I am writing. Just observe here, everyone. If the f is equal to 1 means the number is even. If the number is even and the digit is odd, then it is a mixed one. Okay. F is equal to 0 means the number is we are assuming that the number is an odd number, but the digit is, that is also a mixed one. Now I am going to write in outside the loop. If f is equal to 1 means, it is going to be a print even. Else if f is equal to 0 means it is going to be an odd one. Otherwise it is going to be a mixed one. It is going to be a mixed one. For example, if I am going to execute it, just look at here 1, 2, 3, 4 is a mixed. Why? Because the whole number is even. It is going to be treated as even. It is going to be checked with 4. No problem for 4. Okay, why? Because the number is even and the digit is also even. No problem. Then next 3. The number is even. But the digit is odd. Then it becomes f is equal to 2 and break the loop. When break rises, the control automatically goes out of this loop. This is the out of this loop. Then it is going to be check like this. Is f is equal to 1 or f is equal to 0 like this. Is it understand or not? Somewhat typical, I think. But it is very clear when if you are listen all the lines are carefully. It is very clear, everyone. Okay. Can I modify it? Can I modify it into simple one? Just observe here. I am writing, instead of writing 2 ifs here, I am going to write here. I'm going to write here like this. Or f is equal to 0. I'm going to write in one more bracket. F is equal to 0 and R mod 2 is equal to 0. Then also it is going to be like this. And I am going to write here printf mixed. Is going to be the end of the loop. There is no need to write this else part. Just look at now. Very simple if statement here. I am going to check here 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going to be mixed one. And now I am going to execute it 2, 4, 2, 4. It is going to be an even number. I am going to execute it 1, 3, 1. It is going to be an odd one. Okay, can I modify it again? Yes, I can modify it again. For n1, I am going to take some n1 is equal to n here. I am going to delete all these things. There is no need of f. Just note it down first of all. This is the best one. Just note it down, everyone. What I am writing here. Yes, after these lines, it is going to be write these lines. Lastly, we have to write, is it even or odd? That's it, nothing else. Now I'm going to trace the same number again. I'm going to trace this one again. With some example how it is working. Okay, how it is working, we are going to work it out. For example, 1 2 2 3 2 4. For example, 1 3 2 4 is the number here. Look at everyone. Just look at everyone. If you are not understanding the previous explanation, just look at again. I am going to explain through a number here. What is that number? For example, I am going to take that 1324 is the number. Now I am going to check that is the number is exactly divisible by 2 or not. Yes, it is exactly divisible by 2. Then what is f value? What is f value? F becomes 1. Okay. What is f value now? F value is 1. Okay. Not 0, it is 1. Why? Because it is an even number. Now I am moving into here. 1 3 2 4. F is 1. Now here I am writing what is R value? R becomes 4 and the value is 132. Okay, is 132. Now we are going to check that f is equal to 1. Yes, f value is 1. Okay, then I am going to check is R is divisible by 2, then the remainder is 1. No, not at all. Is not exactly divisible. No, this is false, right? This is false. Why? Because 4 is exactly divisible by 2. That means 4 mod 2 is equal to 0, not 1. That's why this condition is false. This condition is false. This total condition is going to be in a false state. Now I am going to check that this one f is equal to 0. No, f is 1. That's why this condition is also false here, or false. Both are false, then it is going to be a false. That means the statement is not executed. Okay, executed. Then repeating this loop, the new n value is 132. Then R becomes 2. Then n becomes 13 here. What is R value? R value is 2 now. Now again I am going to check is f is equal to 1? Yes, f is 1, no doubt about that. Now is 2 mod 2 is equal to 1? No, it is 0. That's why this is again it is a false one and false. And again it is going to be check is f is equal to 0? No, f is 1. Then this is also false. Then that means this is not executed. Then again going back, the new one is 13 and this is 3 and this is 1 here. Now we are going to check is f is equal to 1? Yes, no doubt about that. And is 3 mod 2 is equal to 1? Yes, the remainder is 1. Yes. Then it becomes true here. This is a logical OR gate, right? This is a logical OR gate. If one statement is true, then the control never reaches the second one. Already I discussed in the previous classes, right? In the previous class I already discussed about this thing. Then if one statement is true, then total statement is true in the logical OR. That's why it is going to be a true one. I am assuming the number is an even number, but it contains an odd digit. Okay? Then it is going inside that and it is going to be printed as a mixed one and f becomes 2. Why I am writing here f becomes 2 here? If I am not changing f value to 2, for example, what is the previous value of f? F becomes only 1. Then it is going here and it is going to be tell that is f is equal to 1? Yes, then it is going to be printed as an even. No, that's why I am going to modify the value. I am going to modify the value of f to 2. That means it is going to be represented for mixed one. Okay, this is the example for this one. It never checks the number is on the next digit 1. Why? Because it is going to be break at third position. Okay, and one more example I am going to take in as for example like this 2, 3 and 1 for example. Just look at here. Is 1, 2, 3, 1 is an even number here? No, it is an odd number. That means f becomes 0. What is that? F becomes 0. What is n value? This one and this is the one. Okay. Now f value becomes 0 and the n is 1, 2, 3, 1. Now what is r value? R value is 1 and it is going to be 123. Now it is going to be checked that is f is equal to 1? Is f is equal to 1? No, it is not true. My f value is 0. Then it never checks the next one. Why? Because it is a logical AND operation. If the logical AND operation 1 is true, 1 is false, then we never check for the next one. This is false. Only f is equal to 0, f is equal to 1 is false. That's why it is not checking the whole condition. Then it is moving here. Is f is equal to 0? Yes, f is 0. Then now I am going to check that is 1 mod 2 is equal to 0? No, this is first one is false and the second one is also false. False becomes false, it never executed this one. Then again now r becomes 3 and n becomes 12. I am going to check it again. Yes, this is an odd number. Again it is false and false. It is not executed. Now the r value is 2 and this is going to be 1 here. It is going to be checked. Is f is 1? No, f is 0. Then it is moving here. Is f is 0? Yes. Is 2 mod 2 is equal to 0? Yes, that is also true. Then false and true. False or true. This is the OR gate. If any one is true, the total statement turns to be as a true here. Okay, then going inside and it is going to be print mixed and f is equal to 0, 2 here. I think it is clear now for the students. Is it clear everyone? What I am writing
Yes,
here?
sir.
Just note it down. I think all students are noted, right? Can we modify anything? Yes, we can modify it in so many ways. Okay, not in this way. This is not a final way. We can modify it in a n number of ways. We have an idea how to modify it. That's it. Okay. Try to write in another way without f value. Anything. Just write it in another way also. Okay. Without r also we can do it. Without r also we can do it. How it is? Without r also. I'm going to write here is n. Here n also. I'm going to check it. Going to be a mixed one. And 2, 2, 4, 6. It is going to be an even. Just look at 1, 3, 2, 1. It is going to be an, okay. It is going to be some mixed. It is going to give an error here. What is this error? Is a mixed one. Okay. N means first of all n is 1313. 1313. Yes, this is a odd number, right? F is equal to an odd number. F is an odd number. I am going to write this is an odd number. I am coming inside it. This is 133, 131. 131 is an odd number. I am thinking that yes, this is an odd number, this is an odd number, and this is an odd number. Okay, I can understand. Put after this. 4, 2, 4. It is going to be even number. It is going to be some. Yes, we can write this way also. Without using of R. Why it is showing? Why it is showing? Anyone guess here? Why it is showing? If I am writing this line at this position, it is going to be an even or mixed. Anyone guess it? What is the error here? Why it is going for mixed one? For example, if I am going to write here 1 3 and 1 3, it is going to give some mixed result. Why? Because after this n becomes 0, right? After the last value, the n becomes 0. 0 represents a true value, a even value, right? But that's why it is going to be a mixed one. We are assuming that this is an odd number, but it comes 0. That's why it is going to be a mixed number. That's why I'm writing here after this one I am going to write that number is going to be as 0. Okay, in this way also we can write the same program without using R. Also I can write. Just observe what way I am writing here. Just note down this one also. Just only the loop. Just note it down, everyone. How I am writing that. Just execute again after the class and think that how I am executing this thing. Okay, then next question is what is the largest digit and what is the smallest digit? Okay, what is the largest digit and what is the smallest digit in a number? For example, if this is the number, what is the smallest digit? The smallest digit is 1 and the largest digit is 4. Okay, smallest digit is 1 and the largest digit is 4 here. For example, 2, 2, 3 and 4. Again, for example, write like this: 4, 3, 9, 9 and 5. Now the smallest digit is 3 and the largest digit is 9. This is the output. Okay, now I am going to check this. What are the smallest digit and what is the largest digit in a number? Note down the program. Smallest digit and the largest digit in a number. Largest digit and smallest digit in a number. Instead of writing all these things, I am going to erase all these things. 4, 3, 9, 5 is the input, for example. I am going to take it as a minimum value. What is the minimum digit? Minimum digit is 0 and what is the maximum digit? Maximum digit is 9. Okay. For example, we are thinking that minimum digit, right? Minimum digit is 0 and maximum digit is equal to 9 here. For example, I am not taking any value here. Minimum is equal to n mod 10. I am going to take is the last digit as a minimum value, and maximum value also the same thing. Okay, what is the last digit? For example, here it is going to be 5, here it is going to be 5. Same value I am going to modify. I am going to take minimum is equal to 5 and maximum is equal to 5. How I am taking the last digit? What is the last digit of the number? I am going to take it as a minimum value and maximum value. Initially I am going to take like this. Now I am going to write while n here. While n r is equal to n mod 10, n is equal to n by 10. Okay. Now I am going to check. What is the digit value? The value is now it is going to be a 4395, right? Now I am going to check here if what is the minimum value. I am going to check. For example, what is r value here? R value is 5 now. For example, I am taking the 5. Minimum is also 5. What I am going to check here is minimum is greater than, for example, think that the digit is 3. Minimum is 5. Okay. For example, look at like that. Minimum is 5 and the digit value is 3. Is 5 is greater than 3? That means what I am assuming the minimum value is greater than the digit. Yes, then this digit is the new minimum value. Is it clear or not? I am assuming one digit as a minimum value. Now I am checking that what I am assuming the minimum value is greater than the digit now. But then the digit is the smallest value. Okay, the same thing here also I am writing here. Is minimum is greater than r? Then I am going to take minimum is equal to r. If minimum is greater than the digit, the present digit, then I am going to change the minimum value to r now. The same in the reverse order. If maximum is less than this digit, then maximum is equal to r. What I am telling here, for example, the maximum value is 5. The maximum, I am assuming that the last digit has 5 and here is 9. Is my maximum value is less than now present digit? Yes. Then now new maximum value is the digit. The same thing. That's it. Nothing else. Very simple, 2 lines. That's it. I am going to print outside here %d and %d minimum comma maximum. That's it. I am going to execute it. So for example, 4395. The minimum value is 3 and the maximum value is 9 here. That's it. Very simple program it is. Is it clear or not? I am writing 2 conditions. Before the 2 conditions, I am going to take the last bit as a minimum value and maximum value also. Note it down, everyone. Simple programs, when we are going to deal with a number, we are going to write all these lines. Then you are listening, right? You are listening. Just practice after the class again, but don't copy and paste. Yes, sir, tell that as this program, small value in a small digit in a number and a maximum digit in a number. Just try your own. Okay, and think that is there any other way to solve this question every time, and we can think that is the variable is necessary. Without this variable, can I do it? Without this line also can I do it? Without this line also can I do it? Just we have to think like that. Then only you will improve your logical skills. Okay? Just imagine. Take some paper and pen and we have to work it out. Then we have to apply what you are thinking in the paper. We have to apply on the program. Don't directly write the content on the system directly. Just work on the paper first of all. Take a plan. And then we are going to that Dev CPP and we have to type it and we have to execute it. Don't go blindly into the program. First of all, in what way you are going to solve this problem? For example, if you are going for any some hunting or anything else, we have a plan, right? We have a plan. For anything, any finding something else, for going to the exam and everything, we had a plan. In that way also, when we are writing and when we are dealing with programs, how to solve, we have to write how to solve the program. Then we have to apply the plan into the program. What is this one? This one is, if minimum value, what I am assuming is the minimum value is greater than the present digit. That means that is not what I am assuming, that is not a minimum value, right? That means then the new digit is going to be a minimum value. The same way, here also we are going to write what I am assuming is the maximum value is less than the present digit. Yes, then maximum will be the new value. I am going to write here. Then max is equal to 9. Okay, here for example 5 is greater than 3. Then I am going to write minimum is equal to 3, like this. Sorry, comments. Note on that comments also every time. That comments also. Sunday you have to write an exam on this. What I am covering all the topics, right? You have to write. You have to attend one test on Sunday. In the target, I will assign you the course. You have to write the test one. I am going to plan for every week. I am going to take a test from you and you have to attempt the test. Here the attendance, taking the attendance is somewhat typical. We are considering that attendance also, but the most important one is you have to write the test. Okay, this is the question and I'm going to second question, next question. For example, the number is 2 4 like this, 246. 246. I am going to give some small test to you. Now you have to solve it, and we have to check. All these digits. For example, we have to check the 246 is mod 6. Is it okay? For example, I am going to write like this. For example, 24. For example, 24. I am going to check 24 is exactly divisible by 4. Is exactly divisible by 4 or not? Is the 24 is exactly divisible by 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Now again, is 24 is exactly divisible by 2?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then it is going to be a lucky number, and else it is not. Then it is not a lucky number. That means we are going to check each and every digit. The whole number is going to be divisible by the each and every digit in that number. It is called a lucky number, else it is not a lucky number. Okay, try to solve this question. Everyone has to try this question. The number is, for example, 24. Any number, no problem. For any number, this is going to be a lucky. For example, this is going to be a lucky number. For example, I am going to write here some 23. Okay, some 23. Is 23 mod 3 is equal to 0? No, not at all, right? Then there is no need to check with 2. Then it is going to be a unlucky number, not a lucky number, or not a lucky number. Lucky. Then you have to solve it now. Everyone has to try it. There are nearly some 80 members are there. If you done that one, just message me, just WhatsApp me in the group. If you have any doubt on the question explanation, just ask again, I will explain it.
Sir, explain again, sir.
Just listen when I am teaching. It's very easy, right? Don't sleep. If it is a number, right? There is a number. 24 is the number here. We are reading from the keyboard. Then I am going to check what are the digits of that number, 4 and 2. You have to check the 24 is divisible by 4 or not. If it is divisible, okay, then we have to check with the next number, next digit. 24 is divisible by 2. Yes, it is going to be divisible with all the digits. All the digits of the number, then it is going to be a lucky number. Okay, for example, 23. I am going to check that is 23 is divisible by 3. No, not at all, right? Then it is not a lucky number. You have to check with all the digits of the number. If the number is divisible by all the digits of the number, it is called a lucky number, else it is not a lucky number. Okay? Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
What about 80?
Huh?
80, sir.
80, 80. 80. Then 80 is divisible by 0 or not? 80 is divisible by 0? Is 80 is divisible by 0? What is the remainder for this one?
Undefined, sir.
Undefined. Then it is going to be an unlucky number. Okay? If the digit is 0, we cannot divide it, right? It is an undefined one. If it is a 0, if the digit is 0, you are not doing that division. Don't check this one. Directly write. It is an undefined one. This is not a lucky number. Okay, this is not a lucky.
Sir, 36.
36 is lucky or not? 36.
No, sir.
No. 36 mod 6. Is it divisible or not?
Lucky number.
It's a lucky number, sir.
Then 36 mod 3 is equal to 0 or not? Yes, it is a lucky number. No doubt about this. If the number contains 0, it is not a lucky number. Is it done or not?
Sir, completed it, sir.
Just WhatsApp me. Then it has to be print only one time. Is it a lucky number or not? Not for n number of times. If the number is divisible by all the digits, listen the question carefully. If the number is divisible by all the digits, then it is called a lucky number. Otherwise, it is not a lucky number. It's only print the output as lucky and not a lucky for one time only. not for the 100 times. What is these numbers? 22, 33 and 44. What is these numbers? Yes, 44 is divisible by 4 or not? Yes, again we are going to check, is 44 is divisible by 4 or not? Yes. Same thing. All these are called the lucky numbers, right? Now I will write, just look at here. Here you done the mistake. Some students, okay? Listen carefully. While of n. While of n, r is equal to n mod 10 and n is equal to n by 10. You are looking that if n mod r is equal to 0, no problem, right? You are writing like this. But what is n value? N value is changing every time. For example, it is a 36. For example, if it is a 36, at this time that is not 36. At this time, the r value is 6 and the n value becomes 3 here. Then we are checking that 3 is divisible by 6. Is it clear? That's why we have to copy that one. We have to take a copy. N1 is equal to n here. Every time we have to divisible like this. N1 mod r is N1 is divisible by r. But we have to think that this is not the condition. What we have to think is N1 is not divisible, is not equal to 0, is not equal to 0. Okay, then I am going to take some flag is equal to 0 here and I am writing some flag is equal to 1 and printing that not lucky, not lucky, and break here. We have to, that means if f is 0, it is going to be lucky here. That means I am going to write if f is equal to 0, it is going to be lucky. For example, if I am going to execute it, if 36 is a lucky one. For example, I am going to execute it. If it is a 23, it is not a lucky one. Okay? Just every time we have to think in a negative manner when we are writing the programs. If it is divisible, there is nothing. We have to check with another number. That's it. But if it is not divisible, we are going to print not a lucky and we have to come out the loop. That's why I am writing the condition as not equal to 0. Is not equal to 0 here. This is not equal to 0. Is it clear everyone what I am writing? I am going to take a copy here. Why I am taking the copy here? Every time I am going to check the number is divisible by the digit or not. For that one, the original number I am going to copy. I am going to store in one more variable that is called n1 here. Why? Because n is modifying every time, right? N is keep on modifying. For example, I am going to check here 8 983, it is not a lucky here. Okay, like this. For example, I am going to check 369. It is not a lucky. Any other number? Any big number? For example, 545. I don't know exactly. Eight is a lucky. 248 is a lucky. That means 248 is divisible by 8. 248 is divisible by 4. 248 is divisible by 2. Then it is called a lucky number. Yes. Is it clear, everyone? Put on this logic. What is the use of F? F is the key role here. F is the key role. I am taking here every number as lucky here. For which, if F is equal to 0, I am writing here F is equal to refers lucky. F is equal to 0 refers to lucky here. I am taking as a lucky here. F is equal to 0 means lucky. Then if the number is not divisible by this digit, then I am going to immediately changing that is equal to 1. That means it is not a lucky number. Then after the loop I am going to check. After the loop I am going to check is F is remain same as 0. If it is remain same as 0, then it is called a lucky number. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, this is the program and I am going to give some tasks to you. This is the task. For example, look at the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Just it is going to be an ascending order. Just if you observe here 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an ascending number. Yes. For example, you are thinking that 4 like this also. Some 4, 8, 9. This is also an increment order, right? Then this is also called an ascending order number. These are ascending order. For example, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is going to be a descending number. Descending number 4, 3, 2, 1. It is going to be like this. For example, 9, 4, and 1. And this is also a descending order number. Descending number. For example, 1, 4, 2, 3. 1, 4, 2, 3. 1, 4, 2, 3. This is not following any order. Not in order. Not in order. Not in order. The output of this one is not in order. If the numbers are in increment way, that means 1, 2, 3, 4 we have to give. This is an ascending number. If it is 4, 3, 2, 1, it is going to be a descending number. Either it is following not in the ascending or not in the descending, we have to print it as a not in the order. Is it clear, everyone? My question, sometimes some students are not this is the input and this is the output. This is the input and this is the output. This is the input and this is the output. Okay, if this is the input, this is the output. Is it ascending order or not? Don't print ascending order for 10 times. And here also, if this is the number and this is the output, this is the number, this is the output. Like this we have to solve this question. Is it clear, everyone? Is the number is in ascending order or descending order or not following any order? That's it. If you are solved that question, just post me on the WhatsApp group. Post me in the WhatsApp group. Yes, I solved. That's it. Don't post your answer. Okay? Don't post your answer. Just post your yes, I done, sir. That's it. Nothing else. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye.